Hello and welcome back to Video Store Clerk Reviews Movies, and I'm actually going to be reviewing a movie today. I'm going to try and do videos more regularly again. I don't know why I took such a long break. It's just been hard trying to get back to doing it. But anyway, today I'm going to talk about Old by M Night Shyamalan 2021 movie. And I'll give a warning before I go into spoilers, because I know a lot of people haven't seen this one yet. But anyway. But before I talk about Old, I've got to talk about M Night Shyamalan. Because for some reason, he is a director everybody loves to hate. Well, not everybody. I've never hated him, but a lot of people hate him. And there's one podcast in particular, I won't say the name of it because, why give them a plug? But, so they've done every movie from Sixth Sense on that M. Night Shyamalan's directed. And this podcast just loves to dog on M. Night Shyamalan. I don't know why. They see what he does in his movies as like his beliefs. Like, because in The Sixth Sense, the psychiatrist is supposed to believe a kid, then all of a sudden that means that M. Night Shyamalan thinks that we're supposed to ignore science and listen to kids with, multiple personalities or whatever. That's just the conceit of the horror genre. Every Nightmare on Elm Street, the kids are right and the parents are wrong. So, I don't know why that they take his movies as a stance against science and all that. But anyway, that's neither here nor there, but they just really like to dog on him. Me, I've never really hated the guy. Don't know the guy. I've never hated his movies. I think the closest I came was The Village, because I went to see that wanting a horror movie, because the trailer sold it as a horror movie with monsters in the woods and whatnot. And then I get in the movie, and pretty early in the movie, it lets you know that the elders are dressing up like the monsters. And that pissed me off just because it was a false advertisement. Kind of like when I went to see It Comes at Night. The advertising for that movie made it look like there was zombies or something that attacked at night. And then you go and it's just a paranoia film about a disease. Which turns out it's a good movie, but I still was mad because it was like, that's false advertisement. So, and then of course there's the twist in The Village. And yeah, it's problematic. But that's kind of M. Night, and I kind of like that M. Night swings for the fences. And even though I don't always like where it goes, or his answer to things, or his twists, I do like his movies. I like the feel of his movies, the mood. And a lot of people dog the acting in his movies, that he makes every character real somber and all this. I don't think that. I like the feel of his movies. And the ones that I probably wouldn't like, I just avoided. Like, I haven't seen The Last Airbender, and I haven't seen After Earth. And that's just because those aren't movies. Those aren't really my thing. It's not the genre of movie I would ever gravitate toward anyway. So I skipped those altogether. But of all the movies I've seen of his, from Sixth Sense all the way to Old, I've liked. Like, there's not one that I can honestly say I hate. So we'll just go through them, because I think it's important to note that the reasons people hate Shyamalan, it was there from the jump. Like, okay, M. Night Shyamalan has two movies that not hardly anybody's heard of. His first movie was Praying with Anger, and it only played like festivals and things. never got a wide release, never got like a DVD release even. And then he had a movie called Wide Awake that had like Rosie O'Donnell and Dennis Leary, and it played in like few theaters, like, and you can probably find that one on DVD. But those came and went, didn't set the world on fire, and after that, M Night Shyamalan was pretty much a writer. Like, I don't think he was on a path to direct after those two, because neither one of them even made money. So then he wrote Stuart Little. So that's where M Night Shyamalan was before The Sixth Sense. He was, just writing stuff that probably anybody could write. And then he wrote The Sixth Sense. And even he said once he wrote the twist, he knew he could do whatever in the movie up to the twist, and it was still going to be a hit because of that twist. And the popularity of that script, like, got him out of his contract with Miramax. They bought him out, paid him to direct, let him direct the movie. And by and large, anybody that loves any movie by M. Night Shyamalan, it's usually The Sixth Sense. But if you watch that movie and you do pay attention, the problems that people have later in Shyamalan's career were in The Sixth Sense. Like, because of the twist at the end, he has this huge blind spot for how he gets there. And if you watch The Sixth Sense again, just pay attention to how Haley Joel Osment's character convinces Bruce Willis that ghosts are real. When they go to this funeral and find this VHS of a woman poisoning her child, and it's all caught on tape because she was filming a puppet show, and the mom brings the food into the girl's room and poisons it there. That is ridiculous. Like, if she was going to poison her daughter, she would have done it in the kitchen. You know what I mean? She wouldn't bring the food to the daughter's room and put the poison in the, it doesn't make sense. And it shows you that once M. Night Shyamalan has this twist, he rushes to get there. And the last act of all of his movies are rushed. And a lot of it's due to the fact of The Sixth Sense and how popular that twist was. From every movie they're on, even if it's not really a twist, he builds the movie to a reveal that he sells as a twist. Like in The Visit, you find out something. I'm not trying to ruin every movie, so. In The Visit, you find out something pretty close to the end that's just a reveal, but he hid it to make it a twist. And he does that in every single movie when the movie might have been better if he just told the story and not hid something that he chooses to reveal later as if it's a twist, even when it's not really. Anyway, so that's what I'm saying. Like, the problems that people have with, like, The Village, Signs, any of those, you can go all the way back to The Sixth Sense and realize they were there. And that's, But for me, that's just Shyamalan. That's just how he does. That's how he directs. As I've come to expect that from him. So I don't really judge his movies on that. It's almost like his trademark. Like, you're going to get this moody Shyamalan movie, and then you're going to get a reveal or a twist or something at the end that he's hidden to reveal later, even though it could have went, it could have been revealed and just told the story linearly instead of revealing this at the end. So, anyway, that being said, like, if you have problems with Shyamalan, you're probably going to have problems with Old, just because it is definitely done the Shyamalan way. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to ruin anything. But like, people have problems with stuff that I don't agree with, like Signs. When Signs came out, everybody was like, why would aliens invade a planet that's mostly water and water kills them? I just assumed that Earth was the closest planet to them with life and resources or whatever, and that's why they came to Earth. I mean, people love War of the Worlds, and it was our germs that killed them. Like, if they have space travel and all that, what do you think they knew about germs? You know? Who knows? So the water thing in Signs never really bothered me. But I think those people that kind of pick Signs apart for that are those people that already have problems with Shyamalan, and we're gonna, pick it apart anyway. So anyway, on to the movie that we're here to discuss, Old. And I'm gonna keep it spoiler free until I say, okay, now spoilers. You watch the trailer. The whole thing is people go to a beach. On this beach, they age rapidly. And that's pretty much all the trailer gives you, and I'm not going to give you much in my non-spoiler review more than that. So yes, a couple families go to a beach, and they start getting older, and of course you get older, once you get a certain age you die. People, die in other ways, but you'll have to watch the movie to see why. I do really like this movie. I do like all the actors involved. Alex Wolff coming from Hereditary and stuff like that. The woman that was in Phantom Thread with Daniel Day-Lewis is awesome. There's a girl that plays the doctor's daughter when she grows up. I like that actress a lot. Both the kid actors that play the main family's kids growing up, I like those. So all the way around, the acting's good. Story to me was really good. I saw it twice because I really enjoyed it. You can tell it's low budget. They don't show like the kids aging little by little much. They just kind of pretty much keep them off camera, and then boom, it's an older actor playing them, which is fine. I don't mind that. If you don't have the budget, that's fine. Hide things. Don't show them. If you can't afford to make it look legit. So, and they do a really great job casting the kids in each stage of their growth. Like the actors they find definitely look like it could be this kid growing up, and I really like that. I went into it like, usually I hate a movie where you can't see what's killing you. Like there was a movie, I can't remember the name of it, that came out probably about 7 or 8 years ago, where something was killing people and you could only tell it's there because lights would light up, and I just don't like that when you can't see the monster. At least in The Happening, which is another Shyamalan movie, at least that would cause people to like kill themselves, so you would see what was happening to them, and it was like a toxin they were breathing from the plants. So, that I liked. And this, I went in like, if they're just getting old and dying, that's, I was worried that was going to be boring. But it wasn't. To me, the story, the actors, and the way everything played out really worked for me. I had no problem with that. Of course, it being Shyamalan, I came in worried that it wouldn't explain anything, like, what's causing it, or, is that all there is? Like, I was expecting, like, maybe a witch thing in the cave, or, they'd find, like, a runes, or with all the hieroglyphics, and you'd find out this is a cursed beach or something weird. It doesn't go that route. I won't spoil what it is, but it don't go that route. And I was hoping there'd be more to the beach than just, oh, we ended up on this beach and something's causing us to age. I won't say whether or not there is more to that. You'll just have to watch it. And I do recommend you watch it. So before I go into spoilers, I'll say that I do recommend everybody see Old. I think if you are not already opposed to Shyamalan, there's a lot to enjoy in this movie. If you don't like Shyamalan and his style and his way of storytelling, just skip this one. This isn't gonna win you over. If Sixth Sense, Signs, Split, and The Visit didn't, this one's not. So, if you're open to liking Shyamalan, then watch it. I think you'll dig it. Now I'll go on the spoilers. So, if you haven't seen it, don't want it spoiled, I'm about to give things away, so turn this off, watch it, come back. Spoilers. Okay. When the kids get to the island, the boy of the main couple befriends a kid at the resort because they go into a resort for vacation. The parents are split and they wanted one like family vacation before they tell the kids, hey, we're splitting up, blah blah blah. So they go to the resort. The boy befriends a boy in the island who turns out to be the like owner of the resort's nephew, and he gives him this message that he has to decode the first day, and it's saying, hey, tomorrow we'll have like a milkshake eating contest or whatever. So, it sets up the thing where he has to decode this message. And before they go to the island, he pulls another message out of the bag that the kid had wrote him to decode, and he puts it back in the bag. So that is set up. I've heard people talk about this movie and say, hey, this wasn't set up. It was. It was set up. Not only was it set up by the one he decoded, it did show that he had a note that he hasn't yet decoded. So anyway, like the second day they're all eating. One woman has a seizure. Another woman's complaining about needing calcium when she's ordering her food. So you see, and then like there's an argument between the parents, and you find out that the mom of the main couple has a benign tumor. So little by little you're getting this trickling of, some people at this resort have medical problems. And you find out that the way they found out about the resort is at the bottom of a pharmacy receipt there was this thing for this resort. So they found out about the resort at a pharmacy. Different people at this resort have medical problems. And it being Shyamalan, you file that in your head and you're like, this isn't coincidence. Like this woman didn't just have a seizure. This woman didn't make a big deal about getting food with a lot of calcium. You've learned from Shyamalan to take notes of these things. And so they get to the beach. Shyamalan drives them there. He's playing the guy that drives them there. And when they get to the beach, there's already a dude on the beach, a rapper. Everybody makes fun of it. He's a rapper named Mid-Size Sedan. It's just a joke that M Night put in there, but of course, since it's M Night, it's the worst thing ever written. A character named Mid-Size Sedan. It's just a joke about rappers' names. Cut him some slack. But it showed him and this girl on the beach before everybody got there, and she goes in the water. Well, when they get to the beach, all you see is him there, and then as the kids are playing and swimming, the girl washes up dead. The doctor that comes with his family, whose wife is the one that was complaining about calcium, he is he's off the top blaming Mid-Size Sedan, saying he killed her, whatever. So, I'm not going to tell everything in the spoilers. Everybody starts aging, different stuff happens. Two of the kids grow up, and the brother gets with the doctor's daughter once they're hit their teens and they're aging, because they were 6 and 9, when they got to the beach, but now they look around 18, 19. Well, it shows them together in the tent, and then boom, she's pregnant, and then boom, she's having the baby, because every hour or every 30 minutes, I think you age 2 years. So boom, she's pregnant, and then within minutes she's having the baby. And then I'm not even going to spoil it, that what happens with the baby, because I think it was cool writing what happened. So just watch it. It's cool. So anyway, everybody's aging, people die, blah blah blah. I'm not going to say how or why or what. You'll just have to watch the movie. But since it's spoilers, I will give away how it ends and the twist that M Night has to put in there. I need to mention, when they get to the resort, the grown-ups get these cocktails with like these weird fruits sticking in it and this weird, colored liquid. Obvious, like something's up with these drinks. Anyway, so once all the people are dying and blah blah blah, things are done. All through the movie, you see a light on a hill, like somebody's watching them. So you know there's more to the island than just it makes you age. There's something going on. So anyway, what happens is everybody gets old, everybody dies down to the last two. And so it's the two kids that were like 6 and 11 when they got there, or whatever, and now they're like in their 50s. And they're thinking, we're going to go back the way we came onto the island and go through the cave little by little. So much so it's going to age them another 20 years to get out, because if you just go to leave as you came in, you black out and you end up back on the island. So they figure it's like, coming up from the bottom of the ocean, you got to decompress kind of. So they're planning on doing that to get out, but they decide, let's build a sandcastle, which I think is kind of an homage to the graphic novel is based on, because it is a French graphic novel called Sandcastle that gave M Night the idea. But while they're doing the sandcastle, the dude's like, hey, I got that note from, the kid back at the resort, and I haven't decoded it yet. And she's like, you should decode it. And when he decodes it, it's, my uncle doesn't like the coral. And there's like this patch of coral, because anybody who's tried to swim off the island, same thing happens as when you go in the cave. You black out and they drown if they try and swim off. But there's like this patch of coral, and the note says my uncle don't like the coral, so they're like, hey, let's swim in the coral, and maybe it'll be like the vest you wear during x-rays or whatever, and the radiation don't bother you. Maybe the coral shields you from the passing out effect of leaving the island. So they swim. She gets caught on the coral, and he's like trying to free her, and you see it's M Night up there watching them. That's who's been watching this whole time. And he's watching the water. And when he's, satisfied that they've drowned, he gets his little computer and stuff that he was monitoring people with, and he takes it back to the resort. That's when you find out what this island is. And the island is, what makes them age is there's like magnets in the island under the water. It's kind of just glossed over what on the island makes you age. But this pharmaceutical company had found this island that ages you, like pretty much you live your whole life in one day. And what they do is they find people that have these different ailments, gives them a cocktail of medicine when they get there. That's the fruity, weird drinks. And then, so it's like a vaccine. And they can monitor the effects the vaccines will have in an entire lifetime in one day. And so they can see which medicines did work and didn't cause bad side effects. And they can go ahead and make those, and know which ones don't work or has too much effects, and axe those and not go with those. So a lot of people have grown at that, and I can understand that, how people be like, 2021, COVID, people taking the vaccine or not. But I dug it. I think it's a good way for a horror movie to comment on what's going on in real life. So, I don't mind it. Like I said, I can see where people are going to groan. They're not going to like it. Probably think it's too easy. And again, there's probably people that hate M Night anyway and like, ugh, wow, some message. And, maybe. But I like it. I dug it. I thought it was a cool reason. I thought that it was a cool way to use an island that ages you an entire, lifetime in one day. So, that's the twist. So, if all that sounds good to you, watch it. If you don't mind things being spoiled and you listen all the way through, and that sounds cool to you, watch it. I think this is probably my third favorite, maybe the fourth favorite Shyamalan. I put Unbreakable above Sixth Sense. I really like Unbreakable, but I do like Unbreakable, Sixth Sense, maybe Split than this one. Maybe even Split Signs than this one. I don't know, but it's up there. It's amongst my favorites of them nights. I don't think it's like a return to form for M Night. I don't think it hits the heights of The Sixth Sense and Unbreakable. But for a comeback film that's not related to the Unbreakable trilogy, I liked it a lot. I highly recommend it. And I know he had a 2-picture deal when he made this one. I really hope he makes another one because I do like how he directs and he doesn't mind swinging for the fences. So I'm looking forward to seeing another film by him. But, if you have seen it, let me know what you think. Comment. And let me know. If you hate it, that's fine. I know that I'm in the minority when it comes to Shyamalan. I just don't like hating on the guy, and I root for him when I see his movies. And this one, this one surpassed my expectations. Especially seeing the trailer, I was like, oh boy, this could go really, really wrong. Of course, if you're looking for things you can nitpick. There's the way a couple people do die in this, where if you wanted to, you could be like, what? But I dug it, and I hope you dig it as well. But like I said, if not, I get it. I'm not going to argue that this is the greatest movie ever made. I don't think that. I'm not going to argue that there's not plot holes. There are. And I'm not going to argue that it doesn't have the M. Night blind spots in places that his stuff usually has. It does. But I like the dude. I like his movies, and I dig this one. So, thumbs up. Go see it. Recommend.